So you want to create a lead magnet for your business for the very first time. Perhaps you've already created a lead magnet and it just fell short and actually didn't do what you wanted it to do. Well, Pinterest is actually a great place to promote your lead magnet, and while Pinterest is a great place to go for all of the inspiration and buying decisions that you or your customers might make on a daily basis, I actually want to talk just solely about the lead magnet process today. So people do go to Pinterest to make buying decisions. They also go there to shop for things and to just get inspiration for their life. And in a lot of cases, a lot of marketers actually leave out email list building as part of their Pinterest marketing strategy. So maybe put that in the back of your mind today. I have helped my clients over the years to grow their email lists by thousands a month, thousands a week. I have used webinars, templates, guides, spreadsheets, you name it, to actually grow email lists and actually end up selling products on the back end. So I want you to just kind of put a pin in the back of your mind that you can use Pinterest once we have the lead magnet complete to actually help you to grow your email list either organically or through paid ads. While I have used Pinterest for years to help my clients and myself to grow our email lists, I actually want to set aside the marketing aspect of this conversation today and just talk about what it is that actually helps you to create a lead magnet that is converting or highly converting, that does the job of getting highly qualified leads onto our email list so we can communicate with them one-on-one. So what do you need to succeed? There are 3 things, as I have thought back on the 6 years of myself in business of working with clients in this space of promoting their lead magnets. I started thinking through the 3 things that make a lead magnet highly effective. I even did a little bit of Googling to see what other people thought made a lead magnet highly effective. And I was seeing a lot of the same things that I had come to the same conclusion on in some of the content that I was finding online. And those things are, number 1, your lead magnet needs to give value. You do not get email addresses anymore simply with opt-ins that say, put your email address in, stay up to date. No one wants to stay up to date. We've never been more up to date. We need things that are going to help us to make the next step or that next leap into that customer journey phase that we are on. So no more stay up to date newsletters. Number 2, it shows people how to do something beyond the free content that it's attached to. So in almost all of our lead magnet promotions, we are attaching these lead magnets to free content, whether it's a video like this, whether it's a blog post, an Instagram story. It's highly relevant to the free content, but it helps them to make that next step beyond the free content that it's attached to. It helps them to do something in most cases, or think differently. That's also another way to approach it. And the third thing in common with all of the lead magnets that have been successful for me over the years is it helps people to save time or save money. Generally speaking, those 2 things are going to get email addresses pretty quickly. Now, in a lot of cases, you can get tire kickers who are looking to just see what you are all about, and then they'll never actually open your email list. They'll never open your weekly emails, and you'll just have to go through the process of scrubbing those cold subs off of your email lists. We don't need to get into that today, but just know that there is going to always be a level of freebie tire kickers. All right, so let's talk about an example of one of these lead magnets that performs really well. This one actually performs super well for myself. Now, I prune my list quite often, but this Pinterest strategy guide, since I created it in very early 2018, has brought me close to 6,000 email list subscribers. Now, I have that list pared down to about 2,000 right now because I don't like paying for email list subscribers if they're not opening or buying from me. So every quarter, I clean off my list of email subscribers that are not doing what I want them to do and that are not there to help me in my business or help themselves in their own businesses. If they don't open my emails, goodbye, out of here. However, this has been downloaded over 6,000 times in my business in 4 years that it's been in existence. As a service provider, I think that's actually pretty damn good. My Pinterest strategy guide is very in depth. It is not a one-pager that is going to tell you this is a Pinterest strategy and this is what you need to do, or you need to clean up your boards. It's not. It is that, but it also goes really in depth and each piece of the Pinterest strategy that you would need to implement in your business in order to be successful. I also include resources, workflows, YouTube videos for people to reference that talk about very specific things related to a Pinterest strategy, and I give them the next steps that they need to take in order to succeed on Pinterest. So while a lot of people's freebies are very thin content is what I like to call it. They're a lot of fluff, not a lot of value. That is not what you will find with my freebies. None of my freebies are fluffy type content. They are actionable. You can get something out of it right away, or you can read this really long guide and implement it and start on your strategy. So I have two like that. I have my organic Pinterest marketing guide and I have my promoted pins marketing guide. And both of them have at least a dozen or more pages in them. In fact, I could likely charge for those two guides and people would pay for it because it is so valuable. I haven't done that because I have a membership that I promote where if you download the Pinterest marketing guide, then you can go and join my membership and learn more. So I don't need to charge for it, and that's the whole point. A lead magnet should be something that you could easily charge a few bucks for and people would be willing to pay for it. Let's talk about the types of lead magnets that actually convert. What does the best to get email addresses? Well, over the years, there are 4 things that I have noticed that have converted the best. In-depth guides, which are like my organic and promoted pins guides, there's 2 of them. Spreadsheets, which I initially had a spreadsheet as an opt-in in my business, and I eventually converted it into what is now today my Pinterest system, which is a paid product. And then templates, so ClickUp templates, Trello templates, templates for Canva, templates for Photoshop. There's all sorts of templates that I have given away over the years for an email address. And lastly, printables. Printables do really well. So even if they are that one pager, people are still getting value from this printable. So over the years, I have sold printables, or not sold them, I have sold them too. But I have given away printables, or clients are giving away printables for like planners, checklists, grocery lists, you name it. Whatever kind of printables you can think of, we have given away in some form or another. Now, there's a 5th type of opt-in that performs really well for a lot of other people that I'm just now dipping my toes into, and that is quizzes. I actually partnered with Try Interact, which is a quiz company. They actually found me here on YouTube, and I am using their quiz software to develop my very first quiz for figuring out which Pinterest scheduler is right for you. Now, I will leave the link to all of my most popular freebies in the description down below, so you can go and check out each one and see what they're all about and see how you could create something similar. Don't rip me off. I promise you, I don't like that. However, if you wanted to create an in-depth guide or ClickUp templates or Canva templates or a quiz, then all of those options will be available for you to take a look at least in the description down below. Now, you should create a lead magnet that not only serves your audience, first and foremost, but also serves your business. Because without those 2 things, what is the point of the lead magnet in the beginning anyways? What's the point? There's no point. So it needs to really serve and give value to your audience, but it also needs to serve your business. Now, in order for it to serve your business, you might need to ask yourself some questions before you get started creating your first lead magnet. Here are 4 that you can ask yourself. Question number 1, what does my ideal customer really need or want in order to become a buyer? Think along the lines of your customer journey. Where are they coming in the beginning, and how are you leading them to ultimately purchasing from you? This is the start of the lead magnet, perhaps the most important piece. Question number 2, will this lead magnet help people from my free content take the next step in this journey? Now, typically this looks like giving them the next thing they need to do. For me, in my lead magnet situation, I give people a very detailed guide on their Pinterest, on creating a Pinterest strategy and all the aspects of it, but I also give them a workflow. So it makes it simpler for them to take these pieces of knowledge and actually implement it on Pinterest. So it helps take them to that next step of actually creating their Pinterest profile or actually doing the pinning week to week. Question number 3, will this lead magnet help take people from free to ultimately paying for the next thing in the customer journey. So will it take them from developing their Pinterest strategy to actually signing up for my membership, all about Pinterest marketing? Is it going to help lend that transfer? If it doesn't help with that, connecting them from the free content, maybe it's a blog post, the ungated content, to the gated content, which is the freebie, to the paid content, then there is going to be a lot of miscommunication and probably not a lot of conversions. Question number 4, do I have the correct systems in place that will assist me in the lead flow that is going to come in from promoting organically or with paid ads this lead magnet in my business? Do I have an email list software that can automatically send people emails? Do I have a cart software that I can set up and I can, as soon as someone signs up for an email list, send them a link to buy the next thing if they are interested? These are questions and systems that you need to ask yourself and have in place in order to deal with the lead flow that is ultimately going to come in as a result. Now, what most people won't tell you, but I will, because hello, I love transparency, is that your first lead magnet will likely flop. Like big time, like ugly. It'll be ugly. And that's okay, because most of the time, our first blog post, our first videos, our first Instagram strategy, Pinterest strategy, it doesn't work because we need to do it in order to learn from what we're doing. And that's okay. If your first lead magnet flops, don't quit. Just go back to the drawing board and let's try again. Something else that a lot of people don't tell you is that when you are growing your email list, you obviously need an audience. If you haven't built an audience in order to ask them and talk to them and figure out what they need, then perhaps you do need to go back to the drawing board and continue to build your audience. That way you can figure out what they need, you can plug those pain points, you can plug those holes in the journey, and provide them with a lead magnet that is going to take them from not knowing you and having pain to purchasing from you and having you help them with the thing that they need. Now, building an audience can look like a lot of different things. It can look like blogging consistently every single week and growing your organic Google traffic. It can look like creating YouTube videos or TikTok videos, YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, creating Instagram content. While Instagram is not the greatest at getting traffic to your website anymore, it's definitely an option. It can also look like, if you are creating all of that free content, having a Pinterest marketing strategy in place, and that's where all of this kind of ties together. So while I do talk a lot mainly about Pinterest marketing, creating a lead magnet and using Pinterest to promote it can also help you to build the audience that you desire. The audience that you need in order to create a lead magnet that is going to convert and lead to buyers. So you can see where kind of all of this comes full circle. Question for you. If you are watching this video and you want to see how I created my in-depth guides using Canva, I actually can create a how-to video on exactly how to do that using Canva. If you are interested in learning how I created my in-depth guides for my lead magnets on Canva, leave me a comment down below and let me know that that's something you want to learn, and I will create a video all about it. Now, the next step is actually creating your lead magnet, so go do the thing, create your lead magnet, do it ugly, get it out there, get some feedback from people in your audience, and see if it actually is truly valuable and helps them take the next step. So that's it for now. If you want more Pinterest marketing content, head on over here and watch these videos, and I will see you next week.